Good evening, everyone, and thank you for once again joining us here at the Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center for our bi-weekly live stream and guided meditation and Dharma Talk. Today is August 8th, 2022. It's 6 p.m. where I'm at here in the Central Time Zone, and I do sincerely thank you for spending, some of your time with us, whether it's live or perhaps you're watching this on the replay. That's cool too. Very grateful that you are here. Your time is valuable, and I appreciate that. So tonight's topic, we'll be talking about brightening our inner light. We all have that inside us, right? But very often as we get older, perhaps it seems to diminish a little. And so tonight we're going to focus on ways that we can incorporate joyful and mindful activities into our lives that give that flame some oxygen. And so to start off, we will start off with our guided meditation. And so go ahead and get yourself in a relaxed, comfortable position. And tonight's guided meditation will be on noticing what brings us joy. We'll be doing a wonderful, imaginary, mindful walk in a park or wherever you choose to. And you are certainly allowed to bring that with you, right? If you go on a walk on your own, you can certainly bring that. But go ahead and let's begin by putting our bodies and settling our bodies into a nice, comfortable position. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open with a soft focus looking downward in front of you if you choose. Breathe in. Pause. And slowly exhale. And as you sit there, I warmly invite you to allow a nice half smile to just rest on your face as well. Allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften. Go ahead and breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. And start to focus our mind on this meditation on noticing what brings us joy. And one of the most pleasant ways to cultivate mindfulness is to just notice the simple things that bring you joy. And by taking time to appreciate these moments, you're training your mind to recognize more of them in the future. So imagine you'll be taking a short walk. And while you're going on this walk, notice what makes you happy. Perhaps you're walking along a park or in a trail or even around your block. You don't need to be anywhere special for this walk in your imagination of the mind. before we actually start on this walk, go ahead and take a few more deep breaths on your own, relaxing your body with those breaths. Notice the feeling of the breath at your nostrils. Ground yourself in the sensation of your feet on the ground, turning into the weight of the body and the gravity holding you down. Go ahead and begin walking at a nice normal pace. While moving, just look for something that you like. Remember, you're in your mind. It can be anything you like. You may not love everything you see or experience on this walk, but there are likely sights and sounds and feelings that you do like. It can be something as simple as just the color or shape of something. You may not even like the object, but maybe you like the color. When you notice something you like, say to yourself, I like that tree. Or I like that color of blue. Or I like that sweet song from that bird. Say this silently in your head whenever you notice something you enjoy. Or perhaps if you want, you can say it out loud. Remember, there is no right or wrong in this practice, in this wonderful meditation. Be true to yourself and to whatever it is you like. When the mind wanders or falls off into judgment, come back to the present moment by grounding yourself in the feeling of the feet as you walk on the ground. Then open back up to those experiences that you are enjoying in your mind. After several moments or so have passed, you can return back to your day. And make some effort to bring this practice with you and into your life. And whenever you notice something you enjoy, however subtle it may be, however small it could be, just note to yourself, I like that. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes and reorientate yourself to your surroundings before you stand up if you choose to. Sometimes that can be a little disorientating if you've sat there for a while and maybe you were just so relaxed. Maybe you found yourself lost in that little walk of the mind, just noticing what we enjoy. It's a good feeling sometimes. So which kind of brings us to our Dharma talk this evening, brightening our own inner light. And what I'd like for you to do is just take a few moments to yourself and just think about the last time you watched children play. Maybe you were taking a walk around your neighborhood and you passed by a schoolyard, or maybe it was recess, or maybe it was just a weekend in the park or something, and watching those children play, full of laughter, right? Just joy with one another and their open curiosity and even compassion towards one another. Think about what you saw, especially with those younger kids, somewhere like around 4 to 7 or 8 years old, maybe. They help each other on the various playground equipment. Maybe they're on the swings or the monkey bars or slides, I guess. Right? They help each other and they're supportive of one another. They truly are. They support one another. And that support and that compassion that children have towards one another, think about when someone falls. Maybe they're running and maybe one of the younger children falls and they stop running and the other children go back to make sure that they're okay. Or maybe there's a younger child afraid to cross those monkey bars, right? Maybe they hold them underneath their feet or whatever and help them climb across those monkey bars, right? And they're curious about the world around them. Maybe it rained earlier in the day and all the worms are out, right, on that grass, and they're all looking at it, curious. Wow, look at those worms, right? They all have that warm and bright inner light inside them. But now think about you. Think about adult life sometimes. What makes adult life qualitatively different from when we were a child? Where did our curiosity go? Perhaps think about, when did the days just start blending in, one to the next, to the next? Maybe your Monday looks just like a Friday or a Thursday. What happened to our inner light? Where is it? Is it still there? It is. But what happens is, very often we just become bombarded with negativity, whether it's hourly or daily, weekly, moment by moment. Maybe we have, a news program playing behind us, or maybe you're, in a restaurant and they have the TVs on and the news is playing or something like that. Maybe just check your cell phone too often, reading the news. So whether it's some form of political news or unexpected bill perhaps that comes in, right, or an expense, it could be a vehicle accident, it could be a wildfire or some other type of natural disaster. It could be a violent altercation between two human beings. It could just be the stress of your commute or even just your daily routine. It kind of dampens that inner light that we once had. And all of these events, when just taken collectively, they can diminish that light that we've had inside. They can make us cynical, uncaring, and unfortunately, disconnected with ourselves and disconnected with others. But yes, that same inner light that you witness in children is still within you. Hasn't gone anywhere. But like any flame that is suffocating or lacking oxygen, it just gets smaller and smaller. But as long as we're alive, it's never completely extinguished. It may be flickering, maybe on the brink, but it is still there. So how do we bring back that ever important bright light inside us? With mindful attention, right? With mindful awareness of what goes on around us. Being appreciative with what we have. So starting our day, it's the very first thing that we do in the morning, right? Waking up. So starting our days with gratitude. The very first thing that we can do in the morning is when we open our eyes. I am thankful I woke up today. Millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people won't have that opportunity. We can meditate, for even just 15 minutes in the morning. Spending time with ourselves quietly. No cell phones, no checking emails. And while we are in meditation, we can continue that gratitude recognition. You woke up safe. You woke up in a bed. You can hear the birds outside. You have food to eat. You have shelter. You have safety. Those are some of the activities that you can do in the morning to help oxygenate that flame. And cooking breakfast, right? Most of us get hungry in the morning, but I would emphasize, don't skip that. Do not skip breakfast. Even if you're not a breakfast person. I hear that very often. I'm not a breakfast person. Don't skip it. So cook breakfast. Not something from a box. Not, some overly sweet cereal. But actually cook. If you're going to make an omelet, look at the egg before you crack it. That came from a living being. And now you have it. And all the protein that's inside that egg, for example, has gone from that hen to you. If you like cheese, try cheese. If whatever vegetables you choose, use your vegetables. Become acquainted with them and not in a rush. So after breakfast, maybe you begin your work or your school day. And whether you go to work or whether you go to university or maybe high school, if you're still in high school watching this, wonderful. But remember, everyone is doing their best, just like you. Your bosses may have a good day or a bad day. Your teachers may be having a good day or a bad day. Your friends may be having a good day or a bad day. People you don't really know passing in the halls or through the office area that you don't know. Maybe they're having a good day or bad day. But remember that they're doing their best. And so be kind to someone. Be kind to everyone, even if they're short to you, right? Or even if they're cross with you. Don't let your ego get in the way. Don't let your ego contribute to somebody else's suffering. They are suffering. If they're having a bad day and they're short and cross with you, don't increase their suffering. Just smile. That's the best. It's the best you can do. Right? Best medicine for somebody is just smile. When it comes time for lunch, maybe make a lunch. Not fast food. What we eat really impacts our inner light as well. When we have fast foods, think about them. They're usually fried and full of carbs, carbohydrates. And that can weigh us down, make us sloppy, not wanting to move too much. And a good way to prepare for a nice, nutritious, and well-rounded lunch, maybe you make this while you're making breakfast, right? You can prepare your lunch while you're making breakfast if you choose, right? Or maybe even the night before you go to bed. You can have a nice lunch. Doing random acts of kindness throughout your day, whether it's with another student or another coworker or a teacher. Pay for somebody's coffee, get them a snack, smile at them, smile at strangers, or even just greet strangers. If your teacher's wearing a tie and it's a nice tie, that's a nice tie. I really like that tie. They have lovely earrings. Wow, those are really lovely earrings. Recognizing someone else brightens your inner light by giving it oxygen, as well as somebody else's, whoever you're having that interaction with. When you get home for maybe the night or even for the weekend, just like those children, play. Engage with something creative, right? Photography, art. Perhaps it's a scrapbook that you like to do, or even needlepoint. I used to do needlepoint a long time ago. So anybody can do needlepoint, right? Doesn't have to be anybody specific. But the creativity keeps you engaged and not residing within yourself. And when appropriate, get outside. Even if you live in a large city, just like we did on that guided meditation, you could have walked around your block, right? Just getting outside, noticing the birds flying by. Cities have them, right? Cities have cats, dogs, squirrels, all kinds of little happy animals living there. So these are some of the ways that you can invigorate or increase that flow of oxygen to brighten your inner light so you can become more aware of yourself and your surroundings. So your inner light may have been hidden, by years, if not decades, of just routine and fear, anxiety, societal pressures and constraints, all of that. All of that takes and culminates to suffocating the inner light that we have. So a light may only shine as bright as that flow of oxygen to it, into that wick, right? Get that oxygen to you. You are the wick. Let it glow. So to change the flow of that air, you must change your mindset to one of love and empathy and non-judgment towards yourself and others. And only then will your inner light begin to brighten once again, just like those children. It's there. It hasn't left. It hasn't flickered out. In society, very often can diminish that light if we let it. But as mindfulness practitioners, we can increase our awareness and our engagement with ourselves and with others. So many positive, wonderful ways to keep that light shining brightly. So our next Dharma Talk on 8/22, August 22nd, we're going to continue this narrative a little bit. And we're going to focus on others, brightening others' inner light. So we'll talk about that, ways that we can brighten somebody else's day. Remember, we can share our light and help make the world brighter. So that's why we're going to continue this really important conversation, this Dharma Talk, for next time. If you're in the area, right, near Minnesota, Brainerd, Minnesota, our silent retreat for August is on the 28th from 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. It's a free event. As always, it's a free event. You are welcome to come sit with us for some of the day, all of the day. You choose. It's a free event for us. A nice silent retreat, and it's a wonderful way to help brighten our inner lights by disconnecting from that connected world. Right? We can connect with ourselves and in a much more wholesome way. And our weekly sanghas, right, for our healing sanghas and our veterans, new beginnings, and our rainbow sanghas, our teen sanghas, all of them are free. Just go ahead and register on our website. And if you do find these talks supportive and nurturing and helpful, I do ask that you please do like and subscribe, and perhaps leave a comment below if you choose. And as always, it's so wonderful to have your presence here with us. I know you could spend your time elsewhere, but you're choosing to spend it with us, whether it's live or on a replay. And for that, I'm very and truly grateful. And with that, my friends, I wish you an evening of peace, ease, and well-being.